There's sometimes, every once in a while, a news story that comes up, it's a litmus test. It's one of those news stories where if you get this wrong, you're under some type of spell. You're under some type of delusion. You're under some type of propaganda, whether it's black propaganda, whether it's patriotism propaganda. And what I mean by patriotism propaganda, Trump invades some country in the Middle East and starts, puts us on the edge of World War III. And you're saying, no, America, we got to defend invading foreign countries and starting wars in the Middle East and all the gas prices being raised. This for America, this for freedom, this for democracy. That's one of those things where if that's where you fall in that, you're just stupid. I mean, you fall. I'm not going to say stupid, but you've fallen for some type of propaganda because clearly we shouldn't be invading countries in the Middle East. That never turns out good for us. Another one of those type of stories are, something like abortion. Abortion is often, for me, a litmus test type issue. Under no circumstances, except for if the mother's life is in danger, that's the only exception I'll give. Or except in the case of, where someone was brutally sexually assaulted. I don't go with this SA stuff. That's what people say on social media now. They were SA, no, sexually assaulted. Please stop it, snowflake. You fucking snowflake. We can't use actual legal terms now. Well, it's about my monetization. Well, that's your problem, nigga. Everything you get too money hungry. No, the motherfucker was sexually assaulted. Okay, so, and I'm getting off on a tangent there, but abortion is one of those things where, under no circumstance, do I think it's okay to kill a baby. If you are for abortion, probably you're some type of an evil person. This is one of those cases. This Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf, that scenario. It's a litmus test. If you get this wrong, you're probably under the spell of some type of delusion. You're probably under the spell of some type of myth. Because in this case, Carmelo Anthony, who you're looking at on the screen, was at a track meet. He sat at the opposing team's, he sat under their tent because it was raining. He was asked to leave from the tent at least 15 times, according to witnesses that testified in the trial. He was asked to leave around 15 times, or over 15 times. He consistently said no. And Austin Metcalf, then the white boy that you're looking at on the screen, Austin Metcalf then walked up to Carmelo Anthony, tried to forcefully remove him, and Carmelo Anthony then turned around and stabbed him in the heart, stabbed him in the chest, and he died. To me, this is a clear-cut case of that's murder. You don't get to stab someone for trying to force you to leave. Now, should you try to physically remove people who are seated in places you don't want them to sit? That's probably not too smart. That's not the approach I'd take. But under no circumstance does that justify killing someone. But oh no, don't tell that to these niggas all over social media. I can't tell you how many social media people I've seen. Charleston White, Tariq Nasheed, this girl I went to high school with, just all on social media. Can y'all? This is a travesty in the justice system. That's what you niggas are saying. This is a travesty. Why they didn't let him kill that white boy? I would have killed him too. I would have told my son to kill him too. And when stuff like this happens, you understand why the crime rate in the black community is so high. A lot of these niggas just have zero value, no value at all whatsoever, no regard for human life. You don't get to kill someone for simply touching you, even if they touch you forcefully. In some cases, even if they hit you first, or even if they are aggressive towards you first, a reasonable response is not to immediately kill them. And I've seen headlines across Black YouTube. A lot of these dumb niggas I thought were smart. Niggas I thought were smart say, well, black folk, we just ain't got no self-defense in this country no more. We can't defend ourselves. Oh my God. I can't tell you how angry you niggas make me. You have self-defense. You just can't kill people for touching you. Where do you get off thinking you can just stab somebody for asking you to move and trying to forcefully remove you? Where do you get out thinking that's okay? In what part of your mind do you think, oh yeah, I'm sitting here. If anybody touch me, I'm gonna get him. And Carmelo Anthony actually said that. That's what made this premeditated first degree murder. Carmelo, as they were asking him to leave, Carmelo Anthony put his hand in his bag, and within a half a second, formed premeditation of murder. Within half a second, he reached in his handbag and said, "If you touch me, see what's gonna happen. If you touch me, see what's gonna happen." And Austin Metcalf walked up to him and tried to move him, and tried to remove him, and he stabbed him. He stabbed him. How is that? Listen, nigga, that's not a reasonable response. That's not what self-defense is. And some of them will say, well, in Texas, they got stand your ground. And they stand your ground. That means you can kill folks for touching you. Oh my God, nigga, that's not what that law means. Please don't. Boy, it's a wonder you niggas ain't in prison right now thinking some stupid shit like that. Please don't go to nobody courthouse. Don't get into no argument with somebody and do something stupid. Please don't go to no courthouse telling them white folks you thought you could kill somebody for touching you. Please, boy, they gonna put your black ass under the jail. This is why the crime rate is so high. You have a fundamental misunderstanding how to apply laws in this country. If you think that stand your ground means you just get to stab somebody, you get to shoot somebody, you get to have a wanton disregard for human life just because someone forcefully touched you a little bit. Even if he did try to, even if Austin Metcalf, the white boy, even if he was a little bit rough with him and grabbed him a little bit forcefully than I would have, that does not meet the standard of what courts would allow of what courts would allow lethal force for. That does not meet that standard. The standard for responding with lethal force is believing that your life is in imminent danger of death or serious harm or bodily injury. So had Austin Metcalf walked up to Carmelo Anthony with a hammer and said "nigger," because a lot of people are saying that they're saying Austin Metcalf was racist, but I think that's immaterial to the facts. Whether he was racist or not, I really don't care. Look, courts don't operate like you social media niggas. A judge ain't gonna be like, well, was he racist before it happened? Because if he was racist, that means you get to kill him. No, come on, man. This ain't no kangaroo court. This ain't Africa, nigga. I don't know why Africa taking strays. I'm sorry, Africa. I don't know if courts operate like that in Africa. But courts in the United States don't operate like we do on social media. Judge ain't gonna be like, oh, well, was he racist? Did he make a couple of posts that were anti-Black Lives Matter? Because if he did that, then obviously you get to kill him. No, it operates on the precedent of would a reasonable person had feared imminent danger or serious bodily injury in that instance, and someone just walking up to you and trying to forcefully remove you, most reasonable people would probably not view that as as a valid threat on their lives. They would not view that as an imminent danger to their lives. And then you also have to look at the fact of proportionality. And what proportionality is, it means that when someone meets you with force, when someone is, using force against you, you have to meet that force with pretty much, you have to be proportional in how you respond. If someone punches you, then you're likely okay to punch them back. You're probably not okay to shoot them if they hit you, unless they're hitting you repeatedly, your head is on the concrete and they're starting to beat your head into the concrete, then you could probably justify, hey, Your Honor, I was getting hit constantly on the concrete. My head was being hit constantly on the concrete. I started to see the lights fade. My life was flashing before my eyes as I was being beat into the concrete. So therefore, I used lethal force to that. I mean, you could feasibly make that argument, but did that happen with Carmelo Anthony here? No. That's not what happened with Carmelo Anthony. He didn't fear for his life at any moment. He was just mad that some cracker was trying to tell him what to do. And that's how a lot of you black people are just racist as fuck. We got to be honest about it. Now I know there's some racist white people too. I talked about a lot of white people that are propagandized to our American war machine. That's a thing. That's mostly white people. I don't see too many black people propagandized with the American war machine. That's mostly white people. These patriotic boomers. Yeah, we gotta go fight for democracy. Okay, that's mostly white people. But a lot of you black people are propagandized into just being full out racist. And yes, black people can be racist. You are absolutely and utterly racist if you think it's okay for a young 17-year-old black boy to kill a young 17-year-old white boy. And look at this thug anyway. He was bound to this nigga was bound to kill somebody anyway. I don't care what nobody say. Look at him with throwing up gang signs and you people say, well, he was white people too. Well, yeah, them probably some wigger ass, thug ass white boys posing pictures like this, but that's a shame. Look at this. Why do people I don't understand why people take pictures throwing up the middle finger sign. Yeah, fuck you. They got the camera. Fuck you. Yeah, you should have been put in prison just based on that. Look at with the AK-47. I'm bad. I'm bad. Got me. Yeah, I got my gun. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's a shame. And you know the nigga's a thug because only a thug goes to high school track meets with deadly weapons stuffed into their backpacks. And he caused that confrontation. I went to track meets as a high school student, and I just kind of inherently knew. I never even tried sitting up under the visiting team's tent. That's just never something I did, even if it was raining. There was a track meet one time when I was in high school, raining heavily. What I did, I just went under this. I went into the stadium and went inside. I went indoors until the rain stopped. I didn't sit under the opposing team's tent, and after I was asked to leave, start to threaten to stab people. That's not how normal people operate. In fact, my entire 12 years of education, there was never once where I thought, I'm gonna bring a knife to school. Good kids don't do that. You niggas are going around saying that Carmelo Anthony was he was such a good kid. He was such a good kid. Boy, if y'all think this bad motherfucker, if y'all think this ghetto motherfucker, if y'all think this thug motherfucker right here, you think this thug motherfucker was a good kid, I hate to see what you niggas think a bad kid is. Good kids don't take knives to school. And further, good kids do not stab and kill other kids. Good kids do not stab people in the heart for simply asking them to change seats. That's just not the characteristic of a good kid. You cannot be a good kid if you're taking knives to school. Well, whoa, he had a 3.7 GPA. Them teachers were probably just scared of him. They just, Carmelo Anthony, he probably should have had an F in the class or a D, and he'd probably go to school with a knife. And he'd say, motherfucker, did I just see an F on my report card? And the teacher would say, oh, no, 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 it's actually an A. Here you go, please don't kill me. Ain't no way this thug motherfucker legitimately got a 3.7 GPA in school. He was up there threatening them teachers. He was threatening those teachers. And look, if you don't change my grade, I see what's gonna happen. That's what he told Austin Metcalf. He said, touch me and see what's gonna happen. If you bitch, you better change my grade. I better not come out this class with no less than an A minus. Oh goodness. But yeah, you niggas are totally dead wrong about this. There's absolutely no defending Carmelo Anthony, whether it's Charleston White, and I usually like Charleston White, but in recent years, Charleston White has become exactly the thing that he spoke out against when he first came out. When Charleston White first came out, he was speaking out against the violence in the black community. When he first came out, he was speaking out against a lot of the ills that happen within our communities. But recently, I see him getting into these beefs with rappers, and it's not really beefs along ideological lines. Like what happened with him and King. And I'm going off on a tangent. I'm pretty much done talking about the Carmelo Anthony thing. So if you came here for that, thank you for watching. Yeah, but with Charleston White, remember with him and King Vaughn, the disagreement with White and Vaughn supporters was White was adamant that King Vaughn was a demon because he went around killing people. And that was the big controversy. Now Charleston White is just going around antagonizing rappers, getting into rapper beefs for not really ideological reasons, just for no reason at all. And thinking that his shtick now is, oh well, I'm just going to disrespect rappers for no apparent reason. I'm not going to disrespect them because they're terrors upon the community. I'm just going to disrespect them just so I can get some clicks and views. He jumped the shark. Okay, he missed the point. He's lost the plot. Charleston White has lost the plot. So he's dead wrong about this. He initially got it right, but like I said, he's went through this transition in the last year and a half, where gets these issues wrong on a regular basis now. And who else? Tariq Nasheed. I mean, you kind of expect Tariq Nasheed to be wrong about shit. This ain't the first thing Tariq Nasheed has been wrong about. You just see so many black people get this wrong, and it's like me and a couple of others. We're seeing this clearly, as clearly as it is. No, it's not a legitimate reason to stab somebody. It's not a legitimate reason to kill somebody. It's not. Now, what would a good kid have done in this situation? For you people that saying Carmelo Anthony was a good kid, a good kid probably wouldn't have sat there in the first place. But if a good kid did sit there, a good kid would say, "Hey, man, it's raining a little bit. Is it okay if I just sit here a couple of more minutes?" If they say no, a good kid gets up and walks away. No further incident. You know what a bad kid does? A bad kid reaches into his bag where he has a weapon, a deadly weapon, a lethal weapon, and says, "Touch me if you would go happen, nigga. Touch me if you would go happen. I got, you know how many teachers I done threatened to get A's? And you think you gonna tell me something? Touch me if you would go happen." And your niggas come out and defend it. It's sickening. It's sad. Nonetheless, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. And remember to like, subscribe, share, and as always, stay woke.